Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the time has come for the official Cobra Kai Season 4 trailer. Of course, we got our last trailer at To Doom, which I think was technically labeled a teaser trailer. It was basically like an actual full-length trailer, but it was labeled teaser trailer. So this is the first and last full official trailer for Cobra Kai Season 4, which is right around the corner. I think it's maybe like 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah, I think it's 3 weeks away. December 31st, Cobra Kai Season 4 is coming to Netflix. I'm so excited for it. And this trailer gets me so hyped because, at first glance, when I first watched, obviously I was hyped and I thought it was a great trailer and everything, but I didn't think it really revealed that much. And it actually does, though. You really have to go in depth with it, and that's actually exactly what we're doing today with a trailer breakdown. But before we get into that, of course, guys, if you are new, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, all that stuff, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about this trailer for Cobra Kai Season 4? Alright, now let's get into it. So we start off with Johnny's Badass Mixtape number 4, which makes me feel like we're definitely going to be getting some really cool montages in this season, specifically training montages for Johnny, as you can see. And I just love this shot here, how it's like that great hype up moment when you're just looking at yourself in the mirror and like, oh yeah, I look great. I have a lot of those moments in my personal life, just look in the mirror like, oh yeah, I'm looking sexy. But anyway, yeah. So that's what's going on here. And then you have the voiceover from Daniel saying, if Johnny and I can actually work together, and then it's again, and you can see that he's talking to his wife, Amanda, here. And he's basically just talking about, like, if we work together, like, this could actually work out really, really well. And we win, Cobra Kai will be out of business. So then this transitions over to what I assume is going to be within one of the first couple episodes, where we're getting these training moments where now we have this combined dojo led by both Daniel and Johnny. So we get some great shots of this. We get to see our students of this dojo right here. And again, Cobra Kai will go out of business because that was basically part of the deal that they made with Crease. And there's all of our students there. Again, I have a feeling like this is either like the first or second episode here because it's very early on. So looking great there. We got to take things to the next level, though, because obviously things are getting interesting here since both Johnny and Daniel have very different teaching styles. And we already saw in the teaser trailer that like they're going to try and blend those together. But we see that even more brought to the forefront in this trailer here. So, Eagles do not respond. This is, of course, Johnny's voiceover where he's really going in depth on his side of things and his teaching style. They swoop down and take whatever they want and don't care about much. And obviously, I love this moment right here. Johnny is such a funny character. Like things like this where it's like they're meditating. He's like, meditating is for pussies or something like that. I guarantee he's gonna say that. So that's great. He like doesn't care about that at all. And then you see his more extreme side of teaching that is very different from meditating and wax on, wax off and all that stuff, where it looks like they're I don't even know where they are, but you can see there's some graffiti in the background. And this is where he tells them that basically they need to learn how to fly. So they're gonna jump off this building, or I assume it's some sort of building. They're gonna jump off the building, and I highly doubt those mattresses are enough cushion for them. But they're still gonna try it anyway. And Daniel even says, "We're gonna get sued here." Sue me for what? Oh yeah, I mean we're not doing anything wrong here, totally. Yeah, I love the interaction between these two. And then, whoa, here's another reason to get sued right here is honestly, by the way, at this point, highly doubt that Daniel's around at this point. I mean, he would not allow this to happen. So maybe he left Johnny alone for a little bit to just train the kids and he went off to do something else. And this is how Johnny's doing it, by literally setting up Dimitri as a basically like punching bag dummy. And then yeah, you can just see the fear in his face. Like, he's scared for his life right there. But then we see things from the other side with Cobra Kai, because of course that's the title of the series, Cobra Kai, even though they're not the main characters anymore because now they're the villains. We got John Crease, who of course is now trying to train these kids in a new way. We see that he's taken a new approach this season, saying that they are combining their styles to beat us. Obviously referencing how Johnny and Daniel are combining both their teaching and their fighting styles. And I love this shot right here where you can see an expansion of, again, some training montages we saw in the teaser trailer, where literally Daniel is doing push-ups on his knuckles. I've done those before. They're not very easy to do. But look at Daniel. I mean, look at the muscles. Go Daniel. And then Johnny's just sitting in the back just watching him. And then Crease, like I said, he's trying to come up with a new approach here. So then we have our students come in. We have Kyler and Tori here, front and center. What's interesting though is that Kyler doesn't have a gi on. He's the only one that's not wearing a gi. So I'll be interested to see if there's a reason for that, if he's just super lazy and just forgot it, or maybe if it was taken away from him because Crease found out how badly he got beat up by Miguel, who was literally recovering from a coma out at the house fight from last season. So that might be what's going on there. Also notice that all of the students have white belt. That could possibly be just because like those are new students, or maybe because of Cobra Kai's defeat last season. Maybe it's because like Crease is just making them start over from scratch. I mean, given his extreme nature, I would not at all be surprised. But they are surprised to see Robbie Keane there has now joined Cobra Kai. And yeah, this is again where you're mixing in those different ways of teaching. But then we get the big reveal, the big character return that we've all been waiting for here, where Crease says, and the only other person who knows how to teach Cobra Kai, which obviously is a lie because we know Johnny does as well, is you. And then we get, of course, the flashback to the Karate Kid Part 3 with Terry Silver. And now we have him present day. It's you. They're teaming up just like how Daniel and Johnny are teaming up for their dojo. Now we've got the return, the reunion of John Crease and Terry Silver returning once again to lead Cobra Kai into the future. And they got some work to do. They definitely got some work to do here. But I love this moment where Terry Silver is like going at him, and I guarantee this is a moment where maybe John Crease like actually challenges him, like calling him like old or something like that, like, oh, let's see what you still got. And then I love how Crease is just standing there. He just smiles. He doesn't even flinch. Like that's so good. And I don't remember for sure exactly who was saying this, but either way, Terry Silver clearly misses this. He misses this Cobra Kai nature, the Cobra Kai way of life. And we see now that they're leading the Cobra Kai dojo. Wow, Terry Silver is tall. Also, look at the new gis, the new Cobra Kai gis with more red on them. Those look pretty cool. I like that. And obviously Terry Silver says, I just want to make sure this time we win. And obviously that's kind of the big goal for everyone. It's not like anyone is trying to lose, but somebody will. The only question is, will it be Cobra Kai, or will it be Miyagi-Do / Eagle Fang? And then, yep, there's that. And then this was probably the most interesting part of the trailer to me personally, because again, now we have Robbie in Cobra Kai, but he has the past experiences from being in Miyagi-Do. So he's now leading Cobra Kai, even though he literally just joined Cobra Kai. He's basically become like Crease's #1 student and is leading Cobra Kai under Crease and showing them the ways of Miyagi-Do by literally saying, show me wax on, wax off. So we have Tori doing wax on, wax off. So they're adapting to the other fighting styles because he literally says it helps to know the enemy's playbook. And he has that inside information because he was in Miyagi-Do. And that's something I didn't really think about, but it makes absolutely so much sense here. So I love seeing that as an example here. And he even says balance is crucial. And you can see Crease and Robbie, they're going to be like, tied together in this season. They're going to have such a great relationship. But also, Terry Silver is not taking it easy on Robbie. I love this scene where he just absolutely takes him down, and just seeing like the fear on Robbie's face of like, he may look old, but he's still got it in him. He's still got the Cobra Kai mojo. And then we also have, speaking of reunions with Terry Silver, Daniel LaRusso. This is going to be such an interesting dynamic to see now Daniel, his reaction to Terry Silver making his return here. Of course, again, we get the flashbacks to Karate Kid Part 3, where we've got Daniel, and we've got Terry Silver back in the day before his hair was actually silver. And now he is just like taunting Daniel. Looks like he and Crease have showed up at Daniel's dojo. And you can see just like his expression just says it all right there. The disgust. But then we get introduced to another storyline that we may see play out in the season as well, where Crease, of course, is kind of taunting Johnny as well and says Johnny Lawrence playing second fiddle, because of course, they're working together in this new combined dojo, but are they really? Like, is there going to be one that's more in command than the other? So we'll see this, because you literally see that it used to be Miguel was the one that was so close to Johnny, but now he's getting closer to Daniel, and Daniel is the one that's teaching him. And Daniel says, I just want what's best for Miguel and all of your students. And you have this interaction. It looks like they're at a bar or something, and so then you see that tension again, and that kind of snap back from Johnny of saying like, oh, so now you know what's best for Miguel. And like I said, we know these two are teaming up again this season, but then again, we thought that was happening last season, and it did happen for like a couple episodes. So I have a theory that that's kind of what's going to happen again. They're going to team up for a little bit, but by the end of it, they're going to go their separate ways once again. But I'll be interested to see which students go with which instructor. But then we get to some sort of high school dance. It could be prom, it could be like a homecoming dance or something like that. I don't know for sure. So we've got some students here. The only one I really recognize is Kyler right there in the middle. But then we have Sam and Miguel, because of course they're a couple again. Hopefully they actually stay together this time. And they're just having a good time, letting the romance fly throughout the air, until Robbie and Tori walk in and basically interrupt the party. I'm not sure if they're actually going to be a couple, or if it's just going to be like, strictly professional, like a business deal or something like that. I don't know. But clearly they're not too happy to be seeing them there. You can see again just the disgust on their faces. And then Daniel is kind of telling Johnny a little bit more about Terry Silver, kind of informing him of like, you can't just strike first with this guy. Like, it takes more planning with Terry Silver. He's much more strategic than that. And then what I love, again, that interaction between Terry Silver and Daniel LaRusso, where Silver is taunting him once again and says, there's always been a little Cobra Kai in you. And you just see these great shots. Looks like they're at like Little Caesars, I think is what it is, or Pizza Hut, some sort of pizza place. And yeah, that's or maybe it's just a gas station. It might be. I don't know for sure. But you just get these great shots here of just that interaction. Again, Terry Silver is tall. But yeah, there's always been a little Cobra Kai in you, and ooh, so good. But now Daniel, he doesn't like those words, so he's going into attack mode here, and there's clearly a different scene. This looks like it's back in his dojo. But he's going into attack mode. We get a great montage here. You can see that he is again wearing the Miyagi-Do logo, or I mean the logo on his gi. And we see the students. We see Sam and we see Chris back there. And then we have Miguel, who is jump roping with chains, which is really interesting. But what's even more interesting is that this looks like this is in the place where last season, when Johnny was looking for another dojo after he was kicked out of Cobra Kai, where it was like that abandoned building, which I believe is the same building that we saw where Daniel and Johnny were doing the training montage. Looks like this is maybe actually going to be, again, going with my theory that they're going to split up again and not actually work together this whole season. That maybe when Johnny separates back into Eagle Fang Karate, that they'll go back to this building and he'll actually, buy it for his dojo. And then this is probably my favorite line of the trailer, where we have Robbie saying everybody thinks their way is the only way. And again, that's bringing in kind of the big theme of this season of everybody learning new styles. You have Johnny and Daniel learning each other's styles and learning these new teaching styles to teach their new combined dojo students. But then you also have Cobra Kai learning the new styles of Miyagi-Do with wax on, wax off, and you see Robbie is bringing that together, and I love that because it doesn't make him seem like he's just like evil here. He seems more like, he's kind of trying to be the reasonable one, and I love that. I've never really gotten that from the character before, but now I am. And he says like, you, my dad, Cobra Kai, and he's talking to Daniel here. Like they're just taking it to an extreme level. There's a great shot of Johnny, and then a really interesting shot of Robbie fighting Kyler. Again, Kyler not wearing his gi. And then, truth is, it doesn't matter which way you fight as long as it works. Again, that's the big theme of this season. We get a great shot of Daniel visiting the grave of Mr. Miyagi. And then we have another really interesting shot of Miguel. Seems like he's been sat down by his mother, Carmen, who she and Johnny are giving him a talk about something, most likely finally telling him that they're a thing. They are a couple because he doesn't know about that yet. So he's going to find out, and I'll be interested to see what his reaction is to this very, very big news. I mean, his sensei and his mother, ooh la la, that's going to be interesting. And then we have actually a new character that's being introduced in the season with Kenny, who we don't know much about. We know he's going to be joining Cobra Kai, and this right here is kind of basically what tells me why he's going to be joining Cobra Kai. You can see kids in the background are like laughing at him. I don't know why. I don't see what's wrong with him. But for some reason, it seems like he's getting bullied. So he's going to want to go ahead and join Cobra Kai so that he's going to be able to fight back. Kind of like what Miguel did back in season 1. And then Hawk. We got to talk about Hawk here because Hawk is barely in this trailer. He's like one of the main characters of the show, and he's barely in the trailer. So why is that? Well, I have a theory, because one of the reasons that maybe he's not in this trailer yet is because they can't show Hawk from his appearances in later episodes, because I have a feeling that every shot we see of Hawk in this trailer is just from like the first couple episodes, because I think that at some point in the season, his hair is going to change. Either his mohawk's going to change to a different color, or he's going to chop it off. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I have a feeling he's going to have a purple mohawk, or at least purple hair, because I believe we saw from set photos that Jacob Bertrand did have purple hair, or there was something about him having purple hair in this season, and I did do a video about that like almost a year ago when that news first came out. So I would not be at all surprised if that's the only reason we're not seeing Hawk much in this trailer, is just because he has that purple mohawk and they just don't want to spoil it for us. But then we have these interactions between all our different characters, and it says no fighting until the tournament. So seems like the Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do / Eagle Fang are going to be having some interactions outside of the dojos, and it's going to be tense. It's going to be real tense here. And you, again, Miguel's expression right here just says it all. It's so good. And you know, they make it very clear, like, no fighting until the tournament, save it for the tournament, and we'll settle this on the mat. But again, you just see that disgust in everyone's face. And then we get some great shots here towards the end, where we have Silver and Crease bowing towards each other. I don't know if this is like right before they're about to spar. Maybe they're doing a demonstration in class. I'm not completely sure. But then we also have Daniel and Johnny wearing separate gis. This looks like they are at the All Valley tournament, but again, they're wearing different gis. Johnny's wearing the Eagle Fang gi, and Daniel is wearing the Miyagi-Do gi. And they look very angry towards each other. So again, this lends evidence to my theory that they're basically going to break up again. It's like every time we think they're friends and they're finally working together, something goes wrong. There's some sort of inner conflict, and then they break up again, and they're going to be going their separate ways. But again, I'm going to be really interested to see who goes back with Johnny after he leaves Miyagi-Do. I'm going to be really interested. Like, is Miguel actually going to go with him, or is he not? We'll see. And then, of course, it flashes up the logo, Cobra Kai Season 4, and then we get this really interesting ending for the trailer, which is kind of a really big tease, because we have, of course, like I said, the All Valley Tournament coming up, the 51st annual All Valley Tournament for under 18 ages, and it says it's time to step into the future. This proposal will revolutionize the tournament. And then we have, of course, the kind of board of the All Valley Tournament, and they're voting on something, but we have no idea what they're voting on, except clearly it's not something good, and this guy even says, God help us all. So what could this be? I mean, it's really, could be possibly anything, but I have a feeling of what it could possibly be. Is it weapons? Are they going to allow weapons in this All Valley Tournament? Because you do see the shot of Samantha LaRusso in the tournament wielding weapons, which, I mean, could just be like a pre-show thing, like a halftime show, or, you know, like just showing off or something like that, not actually fighting someone. Or maybe they are fighting someone. I mean, that'd be it'd be hard to imagine, like, they'd actually allow that, though, because, you know, like, blood and stabbing people and everything. So I'm not really that confident on that, but again, I just wanted to point it out so you can let me know your theories in the comments below. What do you think this proposal is that they're voting on? Because clearly they pass it, and also clearly they have weapons here, but again, that might just be for like a show-off type thing before. And again, our host says All Valley Under 18 Karate Tournament, the 51st annual, and it is taking place in Cobra Kai Season 4, which, guys, that is the end of the trailer, and wow, just So excited for this. It's such a good trailer, and again, like, it may not seem like there's many reveals in this trailer at first, but once you really dive into it like we just did, wow, there's a lot revealed. I've got a lot of theories. I'm so excited for this. Again, Cobra Kai Season 4 is coming to Netflix on December 31st. This was our final / first official trailer for this season, and I'm so excited for this. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this trailer for Cobra Kai Season 4? Let me know all your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments below. And thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything goes on in the movie life.